Indian people of their rightful share.
Meanwhile, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu also weighed in on the matter, supporting the three-language policy.
Population management, everybody has to focus. Delimitations, not yet announced any calculations how it is going to happen. But it is due at the appropriate time. I hope Government of India is going to discuss with all. Nowadays, multi-languages everybody has to learn, not single language. Global opportunities you want to tap, then naturally multi-languages you have to grow. That is where I am thinking seriously. All my universities, multi-language center I want to establish.
Despite the flexibility in the three-language policy, states like Tamil Nadu have opposed the policy, fearing that it could lead to Hindi imposition in the state.
And getting you more updates coming in right now, viewers. The big row over Aurangzeb is continuing. What we see is all does not look well for Abu Azmi after his controversial remark over Aurangzeb. The BJP has now upped his ante against the Samajwadi Party MLA. In fact, the latest, the BJP has said that suspension is not enough. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that he will send Abu Azmi to jail. Take a look at this report for more.
Samajwadi Party MLA Abu Azmi created a political storm after his comments on Aurangzeb. While he was forced to issue an apology and he has also been suspended from the assembly, he did not stop there. He reiterated his stand on Aurangzeb, claiming he did not say anything wrong.
देखिए, मैंने ऐसा कोई लफ्ज़ बोला नहीं और सोच भी नहीं सकता कि मैं किसी महापुरुषों के खिलाफ कोई बात करूं। जो लिखा है इसमें, ऐसा नहीं मैं मेरी मर्जी से इसी तरह की स्टेटमेंट मैंने दिया और चला गया मैं। अब इससे एक बात यह है कि आपने महापुरुषों को अपमानित किया। इसमें अपमान कहाँ हुआ कि मैंने कैसे अपमान किया? मैं कभी जिंदगी में महापुरुषों का अपमान कर ही नहीं सकता हूँ। मैं खुद ही हूँ, असेंबली में कई बार मैंने खड़े होकर बोला है कि साहब जो लोग भी किसी महापुरुष का अपमान करते हैं उनको छोटा मोटा नहीं 10 साल की सजा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि फैशन बन चुका है ये अपमान करने का। तो मैंने कहा किया, अब उसके ऊपर मुझे जो है पूरे सेशन के लिए सस्पेंड कर दिया गया है। मैं समझता हूँ ये नाइंसाफी है।
The BJP, on the other hand, upped its ante and said that mere suspension is not enough and stricter action should be taken against Abu Azmi.
ये निलंबन की कार्रवाई नाकाफी है, उनके खिलाफ कानूनी कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। देश उनके इस बयान को स्वीकार नहीं करेगा, उनका बयान अक्षम्य है।
Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that he will make sure that Abu Azmi is sent to jail.
औरंगजेब कोण होता त्याच्याविषयी जर अबू आझमी बोलत असेल तर त्याच्यावर कारवाई झाली पाहिजे। अबू आझमीवर कारवाई झाली पाहिजे। अबू आझमीला जेलमध्ये का टाकलं नाही?
सभापती महोदय जेलमध्ये टाकीन, 100% टाकू। आणि तुम्ही थोडी नीट माहिती घेतली असती, या कोरटकरनी कोल्हापूरच्या कोर्टातनं स्थगिती घेतलेली आहे स्वतःला अरेस्ट करण्यावर। त्याच्यावरती जायला सांगितलंय मी। आणि मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, कोरटकर वगैरे तर चिल्लर लोक आहे हो। मला सांगा, जितेंद्र आव्हाड काय बोलत, त्याच्यावर कधी निषेध नाही केला तुम्ही? जितेंद्र आव्हाड या ठिकाणी म्हणता की औरंगजेब होते म्हणून छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज, औरंगजेब किती बलाढ्य होता, महाराज 5 फुटाचे होते, हे रेकॉर्डवर, त्याच्यातही निषेध करत तुम्ही। असं सिलेक्टिव्ह करू नका।
Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde also weighed in on the matter and has said that the suspension is just the beginning.
अरे बाबा, ये तो पहली स्टेप है। अभी उनको ये इशारा दिया है, समझने वाले को इशारा काफ़ी है। इसमें समझकर उनको समझदारी से काम करना चाहिए बस। इसके बाद अगर कुछ गलती करते तो महाराष्ट्र माफ़ नहीं करेगा।
While the anger around Abu Azmi's statement is growing, calls demanding the Samajwadi Party to take stricter action against him are also becoming louder.
The ongoing probe into the arrest of a terror suspect allegedly plotting to target the Ram temple has shifted gears. The public has learned from top security sources that the investigation agencies are now probing the involvement of sleeper cells in a devious plot to attack the abode of Ram Lalla in Ayodhya. The suspect, identified as 19-year-old Abdul Rahman, was arrested from Faizabad, Uttar Pradesh in a multi-agency operation. Take a look at this report for more.
The probe into the alleged terror plot targeting the Ram Mandir has thrown up an explosive new lead. Top security sources told Republic that the investigators are now probing the possible involvement of sleeper cells in the larger conspiracy. Sources privy to the ongoing probe said it is believed that the 19-year-old suspect could have been heading to the Ram temple in Ayodhya when he was apprehended. The suspect, identified as Abdul Rahman, was arrested from Pali village of Faridabad in a multi-agency operation including the Gujarat ATS and Paliwal STF.
Gujarat ATS and Haryana STF has conducted a joint operation, and in that joint operation they have arrested a person who has been identified as Abdul Rahman, aka Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr used to arrive over here and he used to live during the daytime in this very place where am I standing right now. This is a place in Faridabad district's Pali village. So he used to live over here. Earlier, if you see, according to our police sources, the person which is in question right now, Abdul Rahman, hails from Faizabad. So he arrived from Faizabad to Faridabad. So at that point in time, Gujarat ATS has received some credible inputs that he is residing over here, and after his location was tracked, the police team arrived over here in a joint operation with Haryana STF, and they have arrested that person from here.
The suspect, a native of Faizabad in Ayodhya's Milkipur, was nabbed with 2 live hand grenades and had links to ISI, security sources told Republic earlier. Top security sources said he was supposed to reach Ayodhya on the 4th of March. The Haryana STF found some incriminating videos from the 2 mobile handsets seized from his possession. The suspect is currently in police custody after being handed a 10-day remand.
Noting that this year's union budget paves the way for a stronger workforce and a growing economy, Prime Minister Modi says that the country's education system is going through a massive transformation. Underlining that capacity building and talent nurturing are foundational for the nation's progress, PM Modi urged all stakeholders to step forward and invest in these areas. The next phase of development requires it. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami says that PM Modi's visit to the state today to perform puja at the winter seat of Ganga and will also be helping to make the state's Sheetkal Yatra famous in the country and abroad and giving a boost to the state's economy.
शीतकालीन यात्रा हमने प्रारंभ की है और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी उसको प्रोत्साहन देने के लिए वो यात्रा पूरे देश में दुनिया में जाए, उसके लिए कल मुखवा हर्सिल आ रहे हैं और उनके मुखवा हर्सिल में आने मां गंगोत्री के धाम में पूजा करने से पूरे देश के और विदेशों में इसका प्रचार प्रसार होगा। ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा समृद्धि का कारण बनेगा, इकोनॉमी को एकदम से बूस्ट करेगा।
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has constituted a new All India Congress Committee department to oversee the party's assets and properties across the country. Former party MP Vijayendra Singla has been made AICC in charge of the department with immediate effect. Shiv Sena-BJP MLA Aditya Thackeray alleged that Samajwadi Party MLA Abu Azmi is the BJP's B team and said that anyone praising Aurangzeb or insulting Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has no place in India or Maharashtra. He further claimed that Azmi was being used by the BJP to divert attention whenever the party faced trouble in Maharashtra. His remarks come amid political tension of Azmi's suspension from the Maharashtra Assembly, with opposition leaders alleging ideological bias in the decision.
The foremost thing is, if anybody praises Aurangzeb or insults Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that person has no place in India or in Maharashtra. Especially, we hope and we believe that when BJP is governing, such a statement shouldn't have been ever made. Now that it has been made, let me also tell you the truth that Abu Azmi is the B team of BJP.
Thane police busted a major drug network, arresting 8 individuals involved in distributing illegal narcotics across various parts of the city. Acting on intelligence inputs, the police launched a targeted operation, successfully apprehending the suspects and seizing brown sugar, mobile phones, cash, a vehicle and other items linked to the illegal trade. The investigation is ongoing and officials said that the more arrests may follow based on leads obtained from the suspects.
उनके पास से 4 केस मतलब हीरोइन मिला है, 4 पाउच मिला है और कैश रुपीस और मोबाइल वगैरह सारे सब कुछ मिला है। तो इन लोगों को अरेस्ट किया गया है और इनको अभी कोर्ट में भेजा जाएगा क्योंकि उनका थोरो एंड प्रोलॉन्ग इंटरोगेशन बहुत जरूरी है।
Kalaburgi district Raita Horata Samiti and other farmers held a protest march in Karnataka's Kalaburgi. Farmers' demand include compensation of ₹800 crores for tur crop loss and MSP to be fixed at 10,000 rupees per quintal for tur. National Prime Minister S. Jaishankar hailed centre's efforts to solving most of the crisis in Kashmir. He said that removing Article 370, restoring growth, economic activity and social justice and holding elections with a very high turnout in Kashmir have been the main reasons which resolved most of the issues in the city. He added that after Kashmir's stolen part returns from Pakistan occupation, then all problems in the city would be over.
I think the part we are waiting for is the return of the stolen part of Kashmir, which is on the under illegal Pakistani occupation. When that's done, I assure you, Kashmir solved.
The BJP boycotted all-party meet on delimitation. The Tamil Nadu President K.N. says the BJP has decided to write to all the political parties invited by Stalin. Hailing the move as a productive one, he said that the party leaders will be meeting them to clarify that the CM was just making attempts to mislead everyone.
We have resolved yesterday, our leaders of BJP Tamil Nadu, all the senior leaders, that we will write to all the 45 political parties which were present which were invited by Tamil Nadu CM, Honorable M.K. Stalin. So we will seek a time from each of those political party. Our senior leaders, including Ayya Pon Radhakrishnan Avargal, H. Rajaji, Tamilisai Akka, all the leaders here, they will personally go visit their party office or wherever they want us to come. To all the 45 political parties, we believe it is our duty to go and clarify, if at all they have a doubt.
India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit, is finally here. A youth-centric event that will focus on AI, deep tech, business, banking, space, technology and sport. Stay tuned.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
Today, India is a country that never stops. न रुकेंगे, न धीमा पड़ेंगे, न थमेंगे, ये इंडिया ने ठान लिया है। हमारी सारी नीतियां, सारी योजनाएं सर्वजन हिताय, सर्वजन सुखाय, राष्ट्र हित से ही तय हो। जिस दशक में हम अभी हैं, मैं समझता हूं वो आजाद भारत का अब तक का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट डेकेड है और इसलिए ही यही समय है, सही समय है। अगले डेकेड में भारत जिस ऊंचाई पर होगा वो अभूतपूर्व होगी, अकल्पनीय होगी।
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mantapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit March 6th at Bharat Mantapam, New Delhi. See you there.
Number of high net worth individuals in India grew by 6%, reaching 85,698 according to a report by global property consultancy Knight Frank. This marks a significant increase from 80,686 HNWIs in 2023. This surge reflects the country's robust economic growth, expanding investment revenues and flourishing luxury market, reinforcing India's role as a major contributor to global wealth. Gautam Adani, chairman of the Adani Group, highlighted India's growing self-reliance in defence during his visit to Adani Defence Aerospace Facility in Kanpur. He also acknowledged that company's significant contributions in strengthening India's defence capabilities and reducing dependence on foreign suppliers. India's upcoming Navi Mumbai Airport, a $2.1 billion project by billionaire Gautam Adani, set to open in May. With low-cost carriers leading the transition, Indigo, India's largest airline, will shift part of its operations, but Tata Group's Air India Express, SpiceJet and Akasa Air also talks to relocate fully. Air India's full-service operation will remain at the existing Mumbai airport. For now, will gradually move domestic flights to Navi Mumbai, located about 22 miles southeast of the current airport. The new airport is designed to ease congestion in Mumbai and establish the city as a global transit hub similar to Dubai, London or Singapore. Indian Defence Committee has recommended including the private sector military aircraft manufacturing to shore up the capabilities of the Indian Air Force, whose falling squadron strength and delayed fighter deliveries have irked its chief. The move, it accepted, would boost India's private defence firms and reduce the burden on state-owned Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which makes most of India's military aircraft. US President Donald Trump attacked India's import duties in a speech to a joint session of Congress. He said that as India charged them with auto tariff about 100%, calling it unfair, US would impose reciprocal tariffs from April 2nd. President Trump discussed the tariffs imposed by the European Union, China, Brazil and Mexico and declared that the US would impose tariffs on other countries based on what they do to the US. He said that US has been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth and vowed not to let that happen any longer. New Zealand beat South Africa by 50 runs in Champions Trophy semi-final to set up a summit clash against New Zealand and against India. New Zealand, in fact, scored a mammoth 362 for 6 after electing to bat, courtesy Rachin, Ravindra and Kane Williamson's fluent centuries, and then restricted South Africa to 312 for 9 in 50 overs. South Africa seemed to be on course in the initial part of their run chase, but they stumbled later on, losing wicket in the middle overs to eventually lose their way. BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla said it is very categorical and clear that resumption of bilateral cricket between India and Pakistan is subject to Indian government's clearance. A senior BCCI official who is here on the invitation of the Pakistan Cricket Board to watch Champions Trophy semi-final between New Zealand and South Africa has also said India team does not depend on favourable pitches to excel. Ace pacer Matt Henry hurt his shoulder while fielding against South Africa in the Champions Trophy semi-final at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. In the 29th over the match, the 33-year-old slid an attempt to complete a low catch of Klassen, but unfortunately hurt his right shoulder. Even though he completed the catch, Henry was immediately attended by the physios and was forced to walk off the field. Sharing an update on his fitness, Captain Michel Satner said and noted that he had a sore shoulder and the team management will have to wait for a couple of days to understand the nature of the injury. The star of India batting, Virat Kohli, has moved up a spot to reach the 4th place in the ICC ODI rankings for batters after his match winning 84 again against Australia in Champions Trophy and semi-final. Kohli's rise, however, coincided with skipper Rohit Sharma dropping down 2 positions to 5th as South Africa's Klassen also moved up one spot to take the third. India's vice captain and opener Shubman Gill continues to hold the top spot, followed by Pakistan's Babar Azam second. Indian Super League side East Bengal lost 0-1 to Turkmenistan in the first leg of the AFC Challenge League quarter-final match, and Gorbanov scored the all-important goal for Turkmenistan side in the 10th minute at the Vivekananda Yuva Bharati Krirangan. The Red and Gold Brigade will now travel to Turkmenistan for the second leg match on March 12th. Former Pakistan cricketer Basit Ali recently came forward and made a massive statement about star Indian batter Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Ali's comments come after Rohit Kohli's brilliant knocks against Australia in the Champions Trophy semi-final helped India to qualify for the summit clash of the tournament. Basit Ali opined that skipper Rohit Sharma is very lucky to have a player like Virat Kohli on his team. Ali pointed out that even if Virat Kohli gets out cheaply, he gives it his all in the field and helps save crucial runs for the men in blue. After Australia's elimination from the first semi-final of the Champions Trophy 2025, veteran batter Steve Smith came forward and announced his retirement from ODI cricket. Retiring after winning 2 ODI World Cups, the 35-year-old has been a big player for the Aussies over the years. After his retirement, former India cricketer Yuvraj Singh took to social media and posted a heartfelt note, paying his tribute to Smith's exceptional career. It is worth noting that Smith made his ODI debut for Australia in 2010 and went on to play 170 matches in the format. LeBron James became the first player in NBA history to score 50,000 combined points as he helped Los Angeles Lakers to victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. 40-year-old American surpassed the mark early in the quarter of his side's 136-115 win, gathering a pass from Luka Doncic and sinking a sublime 25-foot three-pointer. James, a leading scorer in the competition's history, finished the match on 34 points to take his career total to 50,033, which is 6,000 clear of second place Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. India's most awaited and prestigious news event, Republic Plenary Summit, is finally here. A youth-centric event that will focus on AI, deep tech, business, banking, space tech, and sports. Stay tuned to Republic Plenary Summit coming up next.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Hey everyone, this is Akshay Kumar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 under the theme of Limitless India. There we will celebrate the spirit of innovation and progress that's shaping our nation's future. Now this summit is going to be a Power Pack Summit and you can join me as we discuss the next chapter of India's transformation. So guys, see you on the 6th of March only on the Republic Media Network. See you there.
Hi guys, this is Sania Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit, is finally here. A youth-centric event that will focus on AI, deep tech, business, banking, space, technology and sports. Honouring the event with His Presence, Prime Minister Modi will be the chief guest at the Republic Summit 2025, delivering the keynote address in the evening. A distinguished lineup of speakers, including Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, Hardeep Singh Puri, Ashwani Vaishnav, spiritual leader Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar will share their insights at the summit. Andhra CM Chandrababu Naidu has now waded into the delimitation debate. Naidu has said that delimitation is a continuous process and it should happen after every 25 years. Russia President Vladimir Putin held talks with the head of the Myanmar government. After the meeting, both the countries signed an agreement to build a small nuclear power plant in Myanmar. Here's a report. Take a look.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed an agreement to build a small-scale nuclear power plant in Myanmar.
Ее очередное заседание состоялось на днях в столице Мьянмы. Подписанное только что межправсоглашение о строительстве атомной электростанции малой мощности открывает дорогу для обеспечения экономики Мьянмы дешевой и экологически безопасной энергией.
Putin presided over a document signing in the Kremlin with the head of Myanmar's military government, who is seeking to cement cooperation with Moscow. Myanmar's military chief made his fourth trip to Russia since his army seized power in 2021 from the elected government. Western nations have ostracized Myanmar's ruling military and imposed economic sanctions in response to the takeover and violent repression of opposition, which has led to the deaths of civilians. Russia, along with China, has been a major supporter and arms supplier to Myanmar. In fact, Russian-made fighter jets are used in attacks on territory under the control of ethnic minority groups, many of which are allies with the pro-democracy resistant forces.
Amid the ongoing trade war with USA, China has set economic growth target around 5%. The target was announced at the opening session of the annual meeting of China's legislature. National People's Congress, here is a report on the latest coming in.
China sets the economic growth target of 5%. This was announced by Chinese government at the meeting of the country's national legislature at the National People's Congress.
今年发展主要预期目标是国内生产总值增长5%左右，城镇调查失业率5.5%左右，城镇新增就业1200万人以上，居民消费价格涨幅2%左右。
Besides, it has decided to adopt a more proactive fiscal policy. This was announced by the Chinese Premier Li Qiang. He said deficit to GDP ratio for this year is set around 4%, 1% higher than last year.
更加积极的财政政策，今年赤字率拟按4%左右安排，赤字规模5.66万亿元。
The annual report presented by the government has placed more emphasis on reviving domestic demand and consumption than last year's version. Premier Li Qiang emphasized on pursuing people-oriented policies and people-centric approach, improving living standards and boosting consumer spending. However, economists believe that 5% growth target of China, which is in alignment to 2024's figures, will be challenging. China managed to reach its target last year with a last-minute export boom, but the task will be harder this time with looming trade war with the United States. The world's top two economies have edged closer to trade war after US President Donald Trump slapped more tariffs on all Chinese goods. However, China is determined to pull up its economy to fulfill the goals and tasks for this year. Chinese government underscored a focus on the top priority of high-quality development. The National People's Congress meeting will continue till 11th of March.
NASA's two stuck astronauts are just a few weeks away from finally returning to Earth after 9 months in space. Sunita Williams and her co-astronaut are all ready to return to Earth. And this is very big news coming in after their replacements, by the way, reach the International Space Station next week. Here's a report. Take a look.
NASA's two astronauts who are stuck in space are finally coming back to Earth. Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore are stuck in the International Space Station since last June. However, Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams have to wait until their replacements arrive at the International Space Station next week before they can check out later this month. Sunita Williams said that she can't wait to be reunited with her Labrador retrievers. The hardest part about the unexpected extended stay, she added, was the wait by their families back home.
I have two Labrador retrievers right now, Gunner and Rotor, who have been having boy time with my husband, and I think they'll be very happy for Mom to come home. So I'm excited to see my labs when I get back.
Wilmore and Williams are expected to be gone just a week or so when they were launched last June on board Boeing's new Starliner capsule. Unfortunately, Starliner encountered many problems getting to the space station, thus NASA ruled out it too dangerous to carry anyone and flew it back empty. Their homecoming was further delayed by extra completion time needed for the brand new SpaceX capsule that was supposed to deliver their replacements. Last month, NASA announced that new crew would be launched in used capsules instead, pushing up the liftoff time to March 12th. Finally, the two astronauts are set to step foot on Earth after 9 long months of agony.
As Zelensky crumbles to Russia's aggression, he wrote to Trump seeking a peace deal immediately, as well as signing the mineral deal with US, with Zelensky all set for an all-lasting peace. Take a look at this report for more.
Military equipment, After Zelensky expressed regret over the clash in the Oval Office and called for negotiating a peace deal immediately, France welcomed Zelensky's outstretched hand to the United States. The French government reiterated the country's determination to work with all the parties to achieve a solid and lasting peace in Ukraine.
Nous sommes plutôt satisfaits que la discussion reprenne entre l'Ukraine et les États-Unis. La scène à laquelle nous avons assisté la semaine dernière a sidéré le monde. C'est quelque chose d'absolument invraisemblable et il est bon que le dialogue puisse reprendre sur des bases qui soient correctes de dialogue. Et en cela, je veux saluer la main tendue du président Zelensky.
This comes after Zelensky wrote to Trump showing willingness to negotiate a peace deal with Russia as soon as possible and also accepted the critical minerals agreement, which couldn't be sealed in their last meeting. Zelensky backtracked from his comments made at the Oval Office after the United States announced pausing of defense aid to Ukraine. The tense exchange followed the arguments between the two leaders when Zelensky remained adamant for US's support against Russian invasion instead of a peace deal. While Zelensky is ready for an all-lasting peace, EU has been leading the call for a peacekeeping force to prevent Russia from invading again.
Starting off with the more updates coming in here, Republic TV is starting off with the other story. Former Peruvian President Pedro Castillo was put on trial on charges with rebellion, grave abuse of authority. This comes after Castillo attempted to dissolve Congress and declaring a state of emergency in 2022. Take a look.
Former Peruvian President Pedro Castillo was put on trial on Tuesday on the charges of rebellion, grave abuse of authority, and perturbing public tranquility. The charges stem from a failed effort by Castillo to declare a state of emergency and dissolve Peru's Congress as legislatures prepared an impeachment against him in 2022. Castillo failed to get military support for his move and was swiftly deposed by Congress. But the removal of Castillo, who's Peru's first indigenous president, sparked protest in the country. Castillo was replaced by Vice President Dina Boluarte, who now leads a conservative government. The former president's trial takes place in a police base where he has been held his unsuccessful attempt to dissolve the Congress. Prosecutors have said that they are seeking a 34-year prison sentence against Castillo.
Democrats have slammed the speech of U.S. President Trump's speech at Congress. They are charged that the Trump administration was selling the veterans to enrich the billionaires. The Department of Veterans Affairs is planning a reorganization that includes cutting over 80,000 jobs from the sprawling agency that provides health care for the retired military members.
Six weeks into this administration, they have fired 6,000 veterans without cause. They're getting ready to fire 83,000 VA employees. They're cutting SNAP benefits that feed more than 1 million veterans. The Medicaid coverage is being cut that covers 3 million military families. And Social Security checks that support nearly 8 million veterans. They're selling out our veterans to enrich billionaires, and they're insulting them as they do it.
Greenlanders had mixed reactions to a message from U.S. President Donald Trump that the United States will acquire the territory one way or another. President Trump said that in his joint address to Congress on Tuesday, Greenland is an autonomous territory on the Kingdom of Denmark.
Fishing, it would increase a lot, and then we might get a lot of inflation doing so. And then he might add a lot of taxes here, which would also increase the homelessness here. So we feel like it's a bad idea, and we just more want to be like our little island, just more independent than anything else.
Italy's Foreign Minister, Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister met in Milan ahead of the annual International Ukraine Recovery Conference that this year will be held in Rome in July. Yulia Serbidenko, who serves as Ukraine's Minister of Economy, also met with Italy's Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani and private business representatives in Milan. About 550 Italians, Ukrainians and international companies took part in the meeting to seek business possibilities for private companies. South Korea and Poland signed an agreement on Wednesday pledging to deepen their cooperation. Foreign Minister Cho Tae-yul of South Korea and others officials signed an action plan which outlines their relations in the areas of politics, economy, defense and culture through 2028. Both underline NATO's partnership with allies in the Indo-Pacific region, South Korea, Japan, Australia and New Zealand. The two nations share concerns about the situation in Ukraine and about North Korea's support for Russia in the war.
That there is a need to further strengthen our cooperation for trans-regional security cooperation, encompassing both Europe and the Indo-Pacific within the framework of the NATO IP4 partnership.
Chile and Germany have reaffirmed their commitment to multilateralism and defended the strengthening of relations. German President Frank-Walter met his Chilean counterpart in Chilean capital Santiago. Both the leaders pledged to promote free trade and abide by international rules. The German president is on a week-long tour to South American countries of Uruguay, Paraguay and Chile. Russian President Vladimir Putin met with the newly elected president of Georgia's separatist region on Wednesday. He stressed the special nature of relations between Russia and Abkhazia. Abkhazia broke away from Georgia after a separatist war in the early 1990s, and Moscow has reorganized the independence of it and another separatist province, South Ossetia, after the brief Russia-Georgia war in 2008. The Philippine Defense Secretary said his country and its allies would take measures to counter any attempt by China to impose an air defense zone and restrict freedom of flights over South China Sea. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro says that China's increasing aggression in the disputed water was now considered the greatest threat to the national security of the Philippines. China and the Philippines have been overlapping claims over South China Sea. Relations between the two countries are strained over Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s policies to challenge Chinese aggression in the sea.
The Philippines will take a combination of measures, singularly and with like-minded nations, to counteract these activities of China. Naturally, we cannot discuss the specific moves, but then again, that is a very serious transgression of international law, which will demand a response.
A Russian court on Wednesday convicted and sentenced a British national captured last year fighting for Ukraine and Russia's Kursk region. James Scott Addison was found guilty of terrorism and mercenary activities during an armed conflict and sentenced to 19 years in prison, according to media reports. At the time of his capture, a 22-year-old Anderson says he had served as a signal man in the British Army for 4 years and then joined the International Legion of Ukraine, formed shortly after the start of Russia's military operation in Ukraine. Israel announced bombardments of Palestinian homes. They displaced in nearby refugee camps scrambled to grab their belongings and flee the area. The operation by Israel's military comes after the first phase of ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas expired recently. Here's a report. Take a look.
As Israeli military announced demolition of Palestinian homes, panic engulfed a refugee camp in the north of the occupied West Bank. Amidst devastated roads, piles of rubble, the displaced were seen scrambling to grab their belongings and flee the area. The military that has been operating in refugee camps across the north of the territory since a month said that the operation was to root out the terrorists. The devastating operation has so far displaced nearly 40,000 Palestinians and killed dozens. This comes after the first phase of ceasefire deal expired between Israel and Hamas recently, and talks for the second phase are awaited. With Palestinians barred from returning to the area, the situation in Gaza continues to leave the displaced in dismay.
India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit, is finally here. A youth-centric event that will focus on AI, deep tech, business, banking, space, technology and sports. Stay tuned.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Today, India is a country that never stops. न रुकेंगे, न धीमा पड़ेंगे, न थमेंगे, ये इंडिया ने ठान लिया है। हमारी सारी नीतियां, सारी योजनाएं सर्वजन हिताय, सर्वजन सुखाय, राष्ट्र हित से ही तय हो।
Hi, this is Adnan Sami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
साथियों, जिस दशक में हम अभी हैं, मैं समझता हूं वो आजाद भारत का अब तक का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट डेकेड है और इसलिए ही यही समय है, सही समय है। अगले डेकेड में भारत जिस ऊंचाई पर होगा वो अभूतपूर्व होगी, अकल्पनीय होगी।
So coming up, viewers, we'll talk about all the stories from the world of glamour and entertainment. Hundreds of thousands of visitors have converged in the New Orleans every year to celebrate a big festival, the Mardi Gras festival, with parades, partying, leaving behind an avalanche of waste. That's why local organizations have teamed up to create Recycle That, led by a group called Grounds Crew, which promotes waste prevention.
I mean, in just 11 days of parading, we usually produce about 2.5 million pounds of waste for Mardi Gras. It's almost like an unfathomable number, and it feels like an uphill battle. But again, like I said, the team is noticing a difference, like year over year. People are starting to kind of wake up to the issue, I think.
Chris Pratt shares his view on artificial intelligence. Hollywood actors Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown work together to bring harmony between robots and humans in their upcoming movie, Electric State. Netflix film premieres March 14 and goes ahead and follows an orphan teenager named Michelle who joins a drifter named Keats and his robot to search for her younger brother. The film, based on a novel by Simon Stellenhag, is set in a dystopian American city in the aftermath of a war between humans and robots.
I mean, automation is something that is disruptive, and it always has been from the Industrial Revolution. Now we're at this sort of like intellectual revolution, and I think there's an artistic revolution, but it'll always come down to artists. There's a certain level of craftsmanship that I don't think can be replaced by AI.
Wicked director John M. Chu has once again snuck in the Oscar party when he was at school. The director made this confession at the Oscar party in Los Angeles. Director John Chu says Wicked was the hardest job he ever had, but he liked doing it.
This is just, I've watched every Academy Awards that's ever been. I had parties at my house for Academy. So to actually be on the carpet, I snuck in once when I was at school. So the fact that I actually can be here legally is a great feeling. And to celebrate Wicked, which is the hardest job I've ever done, but with the most beautiful people, has been a dream.
And viewers, we're standing by for the big Republic Summit. India's most awaited and prestigious news event, Republic Plenary Summit, is finally here. A huge centric event that will focus on AI, deep tech, business, banking, space, technology, and sports.
everyone, I'm Anil Kumble. I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation and progress that's shaping our nation's future. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March.
Hi guys, this is Sania Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good morning, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Just a couple of days back, a man was arrested and he had his handlers based in Pakistan. So Pakistan's terror plot to target Ram Mandir was exposed. We'll get you all the details that are now tumbling out, but after a quick check on the headlines we're tracking. India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 is finally here. A youth-centric event that will focus on AI and deep tech, business, banking, space tech and sports. Honoring the event with his presence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the chief guest at Republic Summit 2025, delivering the keynote address in the evening. A distinguished lineup of speakers including Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, Hardeep Singh Puri, Ashwini Vaishnav, spiritual leader Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar will share their insights at the plenary summit. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has waded into the delimitation debate. Naidu has said that delimitation is a continuous process and it should happen after every 25 years. Viewers, the language debate continues to snowball, and in the latest, MK Stalin has hit out at the central government for rejecting NEP. He has said that the BJP is penalizing the state for rejecting the three-language policy. And meanwhile, the BJP is now launching a signature campaign, and it has vowed to get 1 crore signatures against the Stalin government. Here's the latest.
The BJP has upped its ante against the DMK over the three-language policy. In fact, Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamalai has said that he will gather 1 crore signatures from supporters of the policy and present it to the president.
So Tamil Nadu BJP has taken a very popular people's stand that three-language is the need of the hour. Need is the need of the hour. And more importantly, Tamil Nadu people have given highest respect for Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. I am not making this as a political statement, and we are very, very clear. Come May end, we will reach our target of 1 crore signature, and it will be a resounding success. That is why we have announced our public meeting and gatherings also. And you will see what is popular, what is not popular post May month.
In fact, the state BJP chief has already begun the process of collecting signatures in support of the policy. The DMK continued its politics over the BJP not attending the all-party meeting called in by Chief Minister MK Stalin.
The most important party which should have come to this meeting is the BJP. They are ruling the central government. They are running the union government. What is preventing them? And the Chief Minister has wanted this, had said this. We want a written assurance from the Prime Minister. What is preventing them? They could have clearly called a bluff towards our face. Why they are not doing that? Because they have something to hide. They have a malicious intent to deprive the South Indian people of their rightful share.
Meanwhile, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu also weighed in on the matter, supporting the three-language policy.
Population management, everybody has to focus. Delimitations, not yet announced any calculations how it is going to happen. But it is due at the appropriate time. I hope Government of India is going to discuss it all. Nowadays, multi-languages everybody has to learn, not single language. Global opportunities you want to tap, then naturally multi-languages you have to grow. That is where I am thinking seriously. All my universities, multi-language center I want to establish.
Despite the flexibility in the three-language policy, states like Tamil Nadu have opposed the policy, fearing that it could lead to Hindi imposition in the state.
Viewers, all is not well for Abu Azmi, the SP MLA, who was suspended from the Maharashtra Assembly after his remarks on Aurangzeb. Now, BJP claims that suspension is not enough, and the Maharashtra Chief Minister has said that he will be jailed. And meanwhile, Shiv Sena-UBT claims that this is all just for optics. Abu is nothing but the B team of the BJP, and this is just a bit to divert the attention of the people. Here's the report.
Samajwadi Party MLA Abu Azmi created a political storm after his comments on Aurangzeb. While he was forced to issue an apology and he has also been suspended from the assembly, he did not stop there. He reiterated his stand on Aurangzeb, claiming he did not say anything wrong.
देखिए, मैंने ऐसा कोई लफ्ज़ बोला नहीं और सोच भी नहीं सकता कि मैं किसी महापुरुषों के खिलाफ कोई बात करूं। जो लिखा है इसमें, ऐसा नहीं मैं मेरी मर्जी से इसी तरह की स्टेटमेंट मैंने दिया और चला गया मैं। अब इससे एक बात है कि आपने जो है, आपने महापुरुषों को अपमानित किया। इसमें अपमान कहाँ हुआ कि मैंने कैसे अपमान किया? मैं कभी ज़िंदगी में महापुरुषों का अपमान कर ही नहीं सकता हूँ। मैं खुद ही हूँ, असेंबली में कई बार मैंने खड़े होकर बोला है कि साहब, जो लोग भी किसी महापुरुष का अपमान करते हैं उनको छोटा मोटा नहीं 10 साल की सज़ा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि फैशन बन चुका है ये अपमान करने का। तो मैंने कहा किया। अब उसके ऊपर मुझे जो है पूरे सेशन के लिए सस्पेंड कर दिया गया है। मैं समझता हूँ ये नाइंसाफ़ी है।
The BJP, on the other hand, upped its ante and said that mere suspension is not enough and stricter action should be taken against Abu Azmi.
ये निलंबन की कार्रवाई नाकाफी है। उनके खिलाफ कानूनी कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। देश उनके इस बयान को स्वीकार नहीं करेगा। उनका बयान अक्षम्य है।
Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that he will make sure that Abu Azmi is sent to jail.
औरंगजेब कोण होता त्याच्याविषयी जर अबू आझमी बोलत असेल तर त्याच्यावर कारवाई झाली पाहिजे. अबू आझमीवर कारवाई झाली पाहिजे. अबू आझमीला जेलमध्ये का टाकलं नाही?
सभापती महोदय, जेलमध्ये टाकीन, 100% टाकू. आणि तुम्ही थोडी नीट माहिती घेतली असती. या कोरटकरनी कोल्हापूरच्या कोर्टातनं स्थगिती घेतलेली आहे स्वतःला अरेस्ट करण्यावर. त्याच्यावर वरती जायला सांगितलंय मी. आणि मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, कोरटकर वगैरे तर चिल्लर लोक आहे हो. मला सांगा, जितेंद्र आव्हाड काय बोलत? त्याच्यावर कधी निषेध नाही केला तुम्ही? जितेंद्र आव्हाड या ठिकाणी म्हणता की औरंगजेब होते म्हणून छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज. औरंगजेब किती बलाढ्य होता, महाराज 5 फुटाचे होते. हे रेकॉर्ड होत, त्याच्यातही निषेध करत तुम्ही. असं सिलेक्टिव्ह करू नका.
Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde also weighed in on the matter and has said that the suspension is just the beginning.
अरे बाबा, ये तो पहली स्टेप है. अभी उनको ये इशारा दिया है. समझने वाले को इशारा काफ़ी है. इसमें समझकर उनको समझदारी से काम करना चाहिए बस. इसके बाद अगर कुछ गलती करते तो महाराष्ट्र माफ़ नहीं करेगा.
While the anger around Abu Azmi's statement is growing, calls demanding the Samajwadi Party to take stricter action against him are also becoming louder.
Viewers, more details are now tumbling out of the terror plot to target Ram Mandir. 19-year-old Abdul Rahman, who was arrested from Faizabad, is now being interrogated by the multi-agency investigation teams, and what they have found out is that there could be reactivation of sleeper cells and there could be a larger plot than just an attack on the holy abode of Ram Lalla in Ayodhya. Take a look.
The probe into the alleged terror plot targeting the Ram Mandir has thrown up an explosive new lead. Top security sources told Republic that the investigators are now probing the possible involvement of sleeper cells in the larger conspiracy. Sources privy to the ongoing probe said it is believed that the 19-year-old suspect could have been heading to the Ram temple in Ayodhya when he was apprehended. The suspect, identified as Abdul Rahman, was arrested from Pali village of Faridabad in a multi-agency operation including the Gujarat ATS and Paliwal STF.
Gujarat ATS and Haryana STF has conducted a joint operation, and in that joint operation they have arrested a person who has been identified as Abdul Rahman, aka Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr used to arrive over here and he used to live during the daytime in this very place where am I standing right now. This is a place in Faridabad district's Pali village. So he used to live over here. Earlier, if you see, according to our police sources, the person which is in question right now, Abdul Rahman, hails from Faizabad. So he arrived from Faizabad to Faridabad. So at that point in time, Gujarat ATS has received some credible inputs that he is residing over here, and after his location was tracked, the police team arrived over here in a joint operation with Haryana STF, and they have arrested that person from here.
The suspect, a native of Faizabad in Ayodhya's Milkipur, was nabbed with 2 live hand grenades and had links to ISI, security sources told Republic earlier. Top security sources said he was supposed to reach Ayodhya on the 4th of March. The Haryana STF found some incriminating videos from the 2 mobile handsets seized from his possession. The suspect is currently in police custody after being handed a 10-day remand.
Let's take a quick check of the other top stories that we are tracking. Noting that this year's union budget paves the way for a stronger workforce and growing economy, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the country's education system is going through a massive transformation, underlining that capacity building and talent nurturing are foundational for the nation's progress. PM Modi urged all stakeholders to step forward and invest more in these areas as the next phase of development requires it. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami said PM Modi's visit to the state today to perform puja at the winter seat of Ma Ganga in Mukba will help making the state's Sheetkal Yatra very famous in the country and abroad and give a boost to the state's economy.
शीतकालीन यात्रा हमने प्रारंभ की है और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी उसको प्रोत्साहन देने के लिए वो यात्रा पूरे देश में दुनिया में जाए, उसके लिए कल मुखवा हर्सिल आ रहे हैं और उनके मुखवा हर्सिल में आने मां गंगोत्री के धाम में पूजा करने से पूरे देश के और विदेशों में इसका प्रचार प्रसार होगा। ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा समृद्धि का कारण बनेगा, इकोनॉमी को एकदम से बूस्ट करेगा।
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has constituted a new All India Congress Committee department to oversee the party's assets and properties across the country. Former party MP Vijay Inder Singla has now been made the AICC in charge of this department with immediate effect. Shiv Sena UBT MLA Aditya Thakre alleged that Samajwadi Party MLA Abu Azmi is BJP's B team and said that anyone praising Aurangzeb or insulting Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has no place in India or Maharashtra. He further claimed that Azmi was being used by the BJP to divert attention whenever the party faced trouble in Maharashtra. His remarks come amid political tensions over Azmi's suspension from the Maharashtra Assembly, with opposition leaders alleging ideological bias in the decision.
The foremost thing is, if anybody praises Aurangzeb or insults Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that person has no place in India or in Maharashtra. Especially, we hope and we believe that when BJP is governing, such a statement shouldn't have been ever made. Now that it has been made, let me also tell you the truth that Abu Azmi is the B team of BJP.
Agartala police busted a major drug network, arresting 8 individuals involved in distributing illegal narcotics across various parts of the city. Acting on intelligence inputs, the police launched a targeted operation, successfully apprehending the suspects and seizing brown sugar, mobile phones, cash, a vehicle and other items linked to the illegal trade in Tripura. The investigation is ongoing and the officials said that more arrests may follow based on leads obtained from the suspects.
उनके पास से 4 केस मतलब हीरोइन मिला है, 4 पाउच मिला है और कैश रुपीस और मोबाइल वगैरह सारे सब कुछ मिला है। तो इन लोगों को अरेस्ट किया गया है और इनको अभी कोर्ट में भेजा जाएगा क्योंकि उनका थोरो एंड प्रोलॉन्ग इंटरोगेशन बहुत जरूरी है।
Kalaburgi District Raita Horata Samiti and other farmers held a protest march in Karnataka's Kalaburgi. Farmers demand compensation of 800 crore rupees for tur crop loss and MSP to be fixed at 10,000 rupees per quintal for tur. EAM S. Jaishankar hailed Centre's efforts in solving most of the crisis in Kashmir. He said that removing Article 370, restoring growth, economic activity and social justice and holding elections with a very high turnout in Kashmir have been the main reasons which resolved most of the issues in the city. He added that after Kashmir's stolen part returns from Pakistan's occupation, then all problems will be solved.
I think the part we are waiting for is the return of the stolen part of Kashmir, which is on the under illegal Pakistani occupation. When that's done, I assure you, Kashmir solved.
After BJP boycotted the all-party meeting on delimitation, the Tamil Nadu BJP president Annamalai said that the Saffron Party has decided to write all the political parties invited by Stalin. Hailing the move as a productive one, he said that party leaders will be meeting them to clarify that the chief minister was making attempts to mislead everyone.
Resolved yesterday, our leaders of BJP Tamil Nadu, all the senior leaders, that we will write to all the 45 political parties which were present in, which were invited by Tamil Nadu CM Honorable M.K. Stalin. So we will seek a time from each of those political party. Our senior leaders, including Ayya Pon Radhakrishnan Avargal, H. Rajaji, Tamilisai Akka, all the leaders here, they will personally go visit their party office or wherever they want us to come. To all the 45 political parties, we believe it is our duty to go and clarify, if at all they have a doubt.
That, viewers, it's time for a quick break, but on the other side, we'll get you live pictures from Bharat Mandapam as India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 is finally here, a youth-centric event that will focus on AI and deep tech, business, banking, space, tech and sports. All this and much more after a quick break. Stay tuned.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
के 130 करोड़ लोगों की सोच जो कहती है नेशन फर्स्ट, समय का चक्र ये भी देख रहा है कि जब नेशन फर्स्ट होता है तो देश बड़े फैसले भी लेता है, उन फैसलों को स्वीकार करने की क्षमता दिखाकर आगे भी बढ़ता है।
everyone. This is
The number of high net worth individuals in India grew by 6% in 2024, reaching 85,698. According to a report by global property consultancy Knight Frank, this marks a significant increase from 80,686 high net worth individuals in 2023. This surge reflects the country's robust economic growth, expanding investment avenues, and a flourishing luxury market. Gautam Adani highlighted India's growing self-reliance in defense during his visit to the Adani Defense and Aerospace facility in Kanpur. He also acknowledged that the company's significant contributions in strengthening India's defense capabilities and reducing dependence on foreign suppliers. India's upcoming Navi Mumbai airport, a $2.1 billion project by billionaire Gautam Adani, is set to open in May, with low-cost carriers leading the transition. Indigo, India's largest airline, will shift part of its operations, while Tata Group's Air India Express, SpiceJet and Akasa are also in talks to relocate fully. Air India's full-service operations will remain at the existing Mumbai airport for now, but will gradually move domestic flights to Navi Mumbai. An Indian Defence Committee has recommended including the private sector in military aircraft manufacturing to shore up the capabilities of the Indian Air Force, whose failing squadron strength and delayed fighter deliveries have irked its chief. The move is, if accepted, would boost India's private defence firms and reduce the burden on HAL. US President Donald Trump attacked India's import duties in a speech to a joint session of the Congress. He said that as India charged them with auto tariffs of over 100%, calling it unfair, US would impose reciprocal tariffs from April 2nd. President Trump discussed the tariffs imposed by European Union, China, Brazil and Mexico, and declared that US would impose tariffs on other countries based on what they do to the United States of America. It's time for a quick break, viewers, but don't go anywhere, as India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, is finally here. Live pictures from Bharat Mandapam on the other side. Stay tuned.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
PS25 Ultra powered by Galaxy AI brings the latest news in a super efficient and summarized format from across the country only on Republic TV. Republic and Samsung together unfold a new world of possibilities. Let the adventure begin.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
जिस दशक में हम अभी हैं, मैं समझता हूं वो आजाद भारत का अब तक का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट डेकेड है और इसलिए ही यही समय है, सही समय है। अगले डेकेड में भारत जिस ऊंचाई पर होगा वो अभूतपूर्व होगी, अकल्पनीय होगी।
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit, March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों की सोच जो कहती है नेशन फर्स्ट, समय का चक्र ये भी देख रहा है कि जब नेशन फर्स्ट होता है तो देश बड़े फैसले भी लेता है, उन फैसलों को स्वीकार करने की क्षमता दिखाकर आगे भी बढ़ता है।
Hi, this is Adnan Sami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's
India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 is finally here, a youth-centric event that will focus on AI, deep tech, business, banking, space, tech and sports. Honoring the event with his presence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the chief guest at Republic Summit 2025, delivering the keynote address in the evening. A distinguished lineup of speakers, including Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, Hardeep Singh Puri, Ashwini Vaishnav, spiritual leader Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, will share their insights at the plenary summit. Justin Trudeau dials Trump regarding fentanyl smuggling and trade. Trump said that he ended in a somewhat friendly manner. He also claims Canadian Prime Minister is using tariff disputes with US to stay in power. A very good morning, viewers. It's 8:30 and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. First up, Russian President Vladimir Putin held talks with the head of the Myanmar government. After the meeting, both the countries signed an agreement to build a small nuclear power plant in Myanmar. Here's a report on that.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed an agreement to build a small-scale nuclear power plant in Myanmar.
Ее очередное заседание состоялось на днях в столице Мьянмы. Подписанное только что межправсоглашение о строительстве атомной электростанции малой мощности открывает дорогу для обеспечения экономики Мьянмы дешевой и экологически безопасной энергией.
Putin presided over a document signing in the Kremlin with the head of Myanmar's military government, who is seeking to cement cooperation with Moscow.
ရုရှားနိုင်ငံအပြင်တိုးတက်လာပြီးတော့မှဧကဝင်ယူကမ္ဘာရေးခင်းကနေဘူဝင်ယူကမ္ဘာရေးကိုပြောင်းလဲတာပြုဖြစ်မှာအနောက်နိုင်ငံရဲ့ပြောကားတွေကြောင့်ယူကရိန်းရေးခင်းဖြစ်ခဲ့တယ်ဆိုတာကျွန်တော်နားလည်ပါတယ်
Myanmar's military chief made his fourth trip to Russia since his army seized power in 2021 from the elected government. Western nations have ostracized Myanmar's ruling military and imposed economic sanctions in response to the takeover and violent repression of opposition, which has led to the deaths of civilians. Russia, along with China, has been a major supporter and arms supplier to Myanmar. In fact, Russian-made fighter jets are used in attacks on territory under the control of ethnic minority groups, many of which are allies with the pro-democracy resistant forces.
Viewers, amid the ongoing trade war with Washington, China has set economic growth target around 5%, and the target was announced at the opening session of the annual meeting of China's legislature, National People's Congress. Here's more.
China sets the economic growth target of 5%. This was announced by Chinese government at the meeting of the country's national legislature at the National People's Congress.
今年发展主要预期目标是国内生产总值增长5%左右，城镇调查失业率5.5%左右，城镇新增就业1200万人以上，居民消费价格涨幅2%左右。
Besides, it has decided to adopt a more proactive fiscal policy. This was announced by the Chinese Premier Li Qiang. He said deficit to GDP ratio for this year is set around 4%, 1% higher than last year.
更加积极的财政政策，今年赤字率拟按4%左右安排，赤字规模5.66万亿元。
The annual report presented by the government has placed more emphasis on reviving domestic demand and consumption than last year's version. Premier Li Qiang emphasized on pursuing people-oriented policies and people-centric approach, improving living standards and boosting consumer spending. However, economists believe that 5% growth target of China, which is in alignment to 2024's figures, will be challenging. China managed to reach its target last year with a last-minute export boom, but the task will be harder this time with looming trade war with the United States. The world's top two economies have edged closer to trade war after US President Donald Trump slapped more tariffs on all Chinese goods.
Viewers, India's most awaited and prestigious news event, the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, is finally here. Honouring the event with his presence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the chief guest at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, delivering the keynote address in the evening. My colleague Sucharita is at Bharat Mandapam. Over to you, Sucharita.
Well, yes, thank you so much. And it is going to be a grand day for the Republic viewers because we know that they've been waiting for this plenary summit. They wait for it every year. And the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 is here today. And as you already told our viewers, that is going to be a lineup of visionaries, of achievers who are there shaping India's future. It is going to be a grand event. We all know that it is one of India's most awaited news events. And the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, is going to be gracing this occasion. He's going to be here for this event, and that will take place later in the day. And before that, we have icons from the field of politics, from music, from art and science, all there going to be a part of this plenary summit at Republic. Now, let me tell you, we are at the Bharat Mandapam. So for our viewers who connect with us every day, they know that Republic Summits we've been holding every day, every year, and we've been holding these Republic Summits where there is a mix of icons from different fields. But this time it is very, very special because we are holding it at Bharat Mandapam. Now, Bharat Mandapam, all our viewers know, has been iconic because we've had the grand G20 summit here with people from all over the world coming down to India and being a part of the Republic Summit here, being a part of the G20 summit here at Bharat Mandapam. And Republic this year holds its summit from Bharat Mandapam, and the Prime Minister of India is going to be gracing this occasion here at Bharat Mandapam. And as I speak to you, we have people walking in for this event. You all know that you've been registering for being a part of this Republic Summit, and most of our viewers who connect with us on a daily basis are here at the event, going to watch this live. They're going to be with us witnessing the speech of the Prime Minister later in the evening. Now, very significantly, the Prime Minister of India, he speaks about his vision for India. He speaks about 2047. But today, when he's going to be here, he's going to be speaking about the limitless possibilities that India holds, the kind of the flight that India has taken, and the way India is holding a place for itself on the global map, because the theme for this year's Republic Plenary Summit is Limitless India. And it'll be a delight to hear the Prime Minister speak on this theme, because he's going to be here later in the evening. But before that, let me just quickly tell our viewers who all are going to be here for the Republic Summit. The event starts with the spiritual thought of Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar. He's going to be here in a short while from now. And on this very, very special stage, we have the Indian who's put the scientific brain on the global map for India, Dr. Archana Sharma. She's the principal scientist at CERN. She's going to be joining us very shortly. We will also have the ministers who are actually putting the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's of 2047 into focus. We'll have Shri Nitin Gadkari taking up stage. We'll have Shri Hardeep Singh Puri taking up this stage of Republic Summit. We will also have Ashwini Vaishnav speaking to us on those very, very important 2047 vision of the Prime Minister, and also the possibilities of Limitless India. Later in the evening, we will also have significant icons from the field of sports. We have Sania Mirza joining us. We will also have the veteran cricketer Anil Kumble joining us on this Republic Summit. And also from the field of art and music, we'll have the iconic singers Sonu Nigam and Adnan Sami joining us. And of course, the indefatigable Akshay Kumar is going to be here. All that lineup culminating into that big speech by the Prime Minister in the evening. Shri Narendra Modi is going to be here at the Bharat Mandapam. So this is going to be a grand affair. This is going to be the biggest news summit that all our viewers wait for throughout the year. And this is going to only get as big as you can imagine. It is going to be beautiful, and I would request all my viewers, most of them, they've joined us here live for the event because we had asked them to register for this event. But apart from that, there are also people who are going to be watching this event live on Republic TV and across all our sister channels, which is Republic Bharat, Republic Kannada and Republic Bangla. So this is going to be a grand event. And as I said, the who's who of politics, of music, of the IT industry, of science is going to be here for this plenary summit. As I speak, Bharat Mandapam, we're seeing a surge of people who are coming in for this event, who want to watch this live. And as I said, our very, very special viewers who join us on Republic TV every day are going to watch us live on their television screens. So this is going to be an event which starts very shortly. We are going to be live from Bharat Mandapam, and stay tuned on Republic TV, because we're going to get you all those big names live from our very big stage.
So Charita, it's a world-class summit at the world-class venue, and the guest list, like you mentioned, is completely star-studded from actors, singers, politicians, and some of the scientific brains also, like you mentioned, are part of our esteemed guest list. And today, when the Prime Minister will be making his way into the Bharat Mandapam, there will be ideas that will be presented before him for Limitless India. Take us through what the Prime Minister will be doing and what his keynote address could focus on this time around.
Right. How it's been for each of our Republic summits. When the Prime Minister is here, there's always a yearning to listen to him, to his thoughts on how to take India forward. We know that he's spoken about this on multiple events, on different occasions. And he's spoken about his vision for 2047 is what I'm reiterating again and again. So all this culminates into that. When we speak of Limitless India, that we choose our themes very, very with a lot of brainstorming, and this time the theme has been selected as Limitless India. Now, on every platform, India is surging ahead. India is roaring. India is flying. And I think that is precisely why we call it Limitless India. And the Prime Minister will be focusing on that, be it the pedestal of science, be it art and culture, or be it, the scientific explorations. We're all there. And Indians are taking center stage at all global events. So the Prime Minister will definitely be speaking about the limitless opportunities that Indians have taken up, and they've made the most of it. And as I say, all those icons who are going to be on Republic's plenary summit stage are the ones who've actually put India on the global map. And they're icons, they're visionaries, they are redefining India's future. And I think the Prime Minister will be speaking on that. He will be, he's also going to be flanked. Now, let me remind our viewers, he's also going to be flanked by the hackathon winners. Now, these are under 30 visionaries who've contributed. It's been it's the hackathon process that we started for this Republic Plenary Summit was a process of 3 weeks, spread over a category, spread over 9 categories, and the winners have been chosen, and all those winners are going to be on stage with the Prime Minister. Now, these are the young minds of India, the youth of India, who are contributing to various fields, and with their ideas, with their vision. And the Prime Minister, when they're going to be taking center stage with the Prime Minister, think about the moment of pride it is going to be for all of them. So that is something we're going to see later in the evening. But as you said, the Prime Minister will not just be felicitating them, but he will also be speaking about those young minds and how they are going to be shaping India's future. So that is something that we will look forward to. And every year, when the Prime Minister is here for the Republic Summit, it is always an inspiring speech. And the Prime Minister he always picks up from what he observes at different events. And that is something that we've always noticed. When he walks in, he will speak to the people here, and he will be listening to people. He will be meeting those hackathon winners. And I'm sure he's going to be getting all that on board also when he speaks to the audiences there later in the evening. So it is an event that is always very, very inspiring when the Prime Minister is up there on stage and talking to the Republic viewers. And today is going to be no different. We, along with our viewers, are looking forward to that Prime Minister's speech. And that is going to be the big finale at the end of the event. But before that, a lot of other icons were going to be taking stage.
This time around, deep tech and artificial intelligence is, at the center of this youth hackathon in our plenary summit. Take us through how AI also plays an important role, and also if you could show around the venue and tell us about the preparations that are currently underway for the mega summit.
Well, I wish I could take you inside, but since people are getting seated, it will be a little difficult for me to walk inside. I can just show you that Bharat Mandapam is all set. We are, Ranveer, if you can just come back. Bharat Mandapam is all set and people are arriving for this event. They are coming in for this event and the stage is all set. I could just, if I could just give you a sneak preview, but we have people walking in. So I don't really know if this is a good idea, but I know that we are right now all set for the event. And if I could just give you a sneak preview from here, and I think the stage is all set. I just want to say that we'll just leave it for the curtains to roll, because it's going to be an event that will take place in just a few minutes from now. As I said, the stage is all set and we are going to be beginning with Sri Ravi Shankar, who's going to be our first guest. And we being Indians, the spiritual path is something that we would like to begin with, and Sri Ravi Shankar is going to be here very soon with us, and we are going to kick off the plenary summit with his presence. So that is going to be a beautiful start to this event. And as I said, there is a big lineup, and with Sri Ravi Shankar is going to be followed by the CERN principal scientist Dr. Archana Sharma. We also are going to be having Nitin Gadkari and Ashwini Vaishnav joining us. Now, as I said, there are visionaries, there are icons who are redefining India's future, and they will all be up on this stage, taking center stage before that culmination into that grand speech by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's going to be here. So as preparations are going on, I think I would, and people are coming in because there are, everyone's all ready to be a part of this Republic Summit, and we are going to be rolling very soon. And as I play this up, I think I will have to take a leave, because we are getting ready for this summit, and if we can just come back to you live after a few minutes, because there are... Yeah, so we will be coming back to you live after a few minutes, because the stage is all set, and it is the most prestigious, the grand event that people, all our viewers, wait for all year through, the Republic Plenary Summit, starting in a few minutes from now. We'll just quickly slip into a short break.
I am Rajoshi Das, the Managing Director of Jack Olival Group. I am absolutely thrilled and excited to be a part of something this monumental. It is an honor to be here at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 in the esteemed presence of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. I'm excited to invite all of you to come along and join us at the Bharat Mandapam Plenary Hall, New Delhi, on the 6th of March. It is going to be a day to remember. Let's come together and celebrate limitless India.
Hey everyone, I'm Anil Kumble. I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation and progress that's shaping our nation's future. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March.
Hi guys, this is Sania Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
जिस दशक में हम अभी हैं, मैं समझता हूं वो आजाद भारत का अब तक का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट डेकेड है और इसलिए ही यही समय है, सही समय है। अगले डेकेड में भारत जिस ऊंचाई पर होगा वो अभूतपूर्व होगी, अकल्पनीय होगी।
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
Everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, India's most powerful gathering of leaders.
New Zealand knocks South Africa out of the Champions Trophy. They win the match by 56 runs in the semi-final to set up a summit clash against India. New Zealand scored a mammoth 362 for 6 after electing to bat first, courtesy Rachin Ravindra and Kane Williamson's brilliant centuries, and then they restricted South Africa to just 312 for 9 in 50 overs. South Africa seemed to be on course in the initial part of the run chase, but they later stumbled on, losing wickets in the middle overs to eventually lose their way out of the tournament. BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla said it is very categorical and clear that resumption of bilateral cricket between India and Pakistan is subject to Indian government's clearance. The senior BCCI official, who is here on the invitation of the Pakistan Cricket Board to watch the Champions Trophy semi-final between New Zealand and South Africa, also said India does not depend on favourable pitches to excel.
Hey everyone, I'm Anil Kumble. I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation and progress that's shaping our nation's future. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March.
Hi guys, this is Sania Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
Arnab, your Republic TV must be one of the most successful media startups in the world.
रिपब्लिक टीवी ने जो किया है आज तक भारत के आजाद भारत के इतिहास में किसी इंग्लिश टीवी ने तो किया ही नहीं, और मैं इस बात के लिए इनकी हिम्मत को दाद देता हूं।
थोड़े समय में ही इस रिपब्लिक मीडिया समूह ने जन सामान्य का विश्वास हासिल करने में जो कामयाबी हासिल की है उसकी जितनी भी सराहना की जाए वह कम है।
It's my joy, Arnab. You are bringing the much needed inspiration and information to people. And in such short time, Republic TV has done wonderfully well.
रिपब्लिक टीवी की टीम जानती है कि हर उपलब्धि के पीछे मेहनत, विजन और संकल्पों की एक लंबी यात्रा होती है।
sir. Hello.
तो सारा आसमान बाकी है। सबसे पहले रिपब्लिक प्लेनरी समिट में मौजूद सभी मेहमानों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। आपने वक्त निकाला और देश की सबसे बड़ी समिट का हम सब हिस्सा बनेंगे।
Namaskar and a warm welcome to all our visionaries, innovators and believers of limitless India. Welcome to the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, the nation's most anticipated forum for ideas, debate and action. Ladies and gentlemen, a request to please be seated, to keep mobile phones in the silent mode.
तो जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए हमारे साथ बहुत खास मेहमान, दुनिया भर में पूजनीय आध्यात्मिक गुरु श्री श्री रविशंकर जी का। और मैं जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए श्री श्री रविशंकर जी का।
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to call upon Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, a global spiritual leader, a guiding force of wisdom, who is here with us. And I invite Gurudev to light the lamp and commence the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. This is today's Bharat. This is today's India, a limitless India, and we are just getting started. We've got the lamp coming up. Bharat is a force that rises with every challenge, transforms every obstacle into an opportunity, and marches forward with unshakable conviction. That is just who we are. As we usher in an era of prosperity with blessings from Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, Arnab Goswami, founder and editor-in-chief of Republic Media Network, also lighting this ceremonial lamp. Thank you, Gurudev, for lighting the lamp and blessing the occasion with your presence. I request Arnab Goswami, founder and editor-in-chief of the Republic Media Network, to set the stage for Republic Plenary Summit 2025.
Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. And Gurudev, I can't thank you enough for being with us and making the start of this very special occasion memorable, special, and auspicious for us with your divine presence. Gurudev, from all of us here at the Republic Media Network, you have been a source of wisdom. You have been our guiding light from the start of this network. You have been with us through thick and thin. And therefore, we are all overwhelmed that you took the time. You cancelled so many schedules, and you are with us today. So Gurudev, once again, a big round of applause to you, sir. Thank you, sir. And that is the incredible thing about Gurudev, that he makes it also possible. When everyone said it would be difficult to get you in with your schedule, you came here today. I'm so happy. We're so happy, Gurudev. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to this. And welcome everyone to the opening sessions of the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. The Republic Media Network represents the will of the people. Republic, when we gave it the name, it was more than just a news network we had in our mind. It represented for us the boundless dreams of a nation that is rising to new heights. So Republic for us is not just a news organization. I believe it is a connection with the people. When I walk around, when I meet people who follow our network and follow our channel, they speak to me not like we are providers of the news, but more importantly, like we are one of their own. And that is what makes the connection of Republic with the people of this country so special. In that sense, Republic represents the pride of a culture which is limitless. And that is the theme of today's event, Limitless India. The power of ambition that knows no boundaries. And that is what we will talk about today, because our country today is bound by the unstoppable energy of a people who realize that their time has come, that we are very close to achieving the destiny that lays in store for us. And we are completely aligned with the country. People say, what is it that moves you? What are you moving towards? Why do you expand this network? And for us, we say in response just one thing, Gurudev. We say that we are in sync with the country. If the country grows, we grow. If the country expands, we expand. Through thick and thin, we have intertwined our own destiny as a network with the destiny of our country. We are young, like our nation. We are young. We are ambitious, like our nation. We are determined, like our nation. And most importantly, we are totally vested in the nation and its growth as a network. We don't say news first, not that we don't believe in news first, but we say nation first. I truly believe that one day Gurudev will come to our campus. He has promised us, which we have built. It's Asia's largest campus, Gurudev. And when you come to our campus, you will not see anything else. You will see emblazoned on the walls of our newsroom, in bold red letters, nation first. So every morning when we enter the newsroom and we leave the newsroom, we remind ourselves of our promise to the nation and to its collective consciousness. We are deeply committed in the nation. And I believe that all of this is possible only in a limitless India. Whatever Republic Media Network has achieved in the last 7 years, to even imagine that there would be an independent, journalist-owned, journalist-managed network of the scale of Republic growing every year with a limitless space in a short span of time, it's possible only because of all that the country gives us every day. When we launched Republic, India was at the 2 trillion mark. And if anybody would have said that we are close to and going to go beyond $4 trillion in 7 years, people would have said it's impossible. We started from zero. And people said it's not possible. But today from zero, we reach, and I truly believe this broadcast right now is reaching through cable and television alone, through cable television, DTH and free dish, reaching 480 million viewers in 7 years. And why is this happening? Because our country is growing at the same pace. When we started, we had 480 million internet users. Today we have over 900 million. 98% of those who are consuming content in Indian languages. And therefore, the West told us it's a flat world. But the world was not flat. The world has become flat now. Because when you're flat, you have equal opportunities. You have a level playing field. All we wanted as a nation and all we want as a network is a level playing field. Gurudev, digital provides us that beautiful level playing field. There is no rich, no poor. There is no higher, no lower. There is no privileged or underprivileged in the digital world. We are all equal. And when we are equal, we truly can grow basis our talent, our ability, and our hard work. And the kind of people who will be speaking at the summit today, following you, Gurudev, represent that. You will hear today the people who are pushing the limits of science as we know it to the highest level of excellence. We have great scientists who are joining us today. You will hear from champions who have transcended boundaries of what human talent and perfection can achieve in the world of sport. We have Sania Mirza, Anil Kumble, all coming today. We are so happy. You will hear from dreamers today who are building the private sector in space, India's private sector in artificial intelligence. And I can tell you, we can talk about DeepSeek and what the Americans are doing. But when we follow, I can assure you, when I talk to all the people who are coming today, we're going to do something bigger than what the Americans and Chinese have dreamt of in artificial intelligence. And on the stage, Gurudev, today, those dreamers are going to be among us. So I'm so excited. That's why we said limitless India. Break the boundaries. Limitless India, built by limitless Indians. So I will close it by saying one last thing which makes our event very special. This year, we have combined this event with a Republic Youth Hackathon. So we decided that the spirit of this nation, we must build those people and promote those people, encourage people who will take the trajectory of our growth forward. So thousands of entries came into the Republic Youth Hackathon, and we had several categories: AI, machine learning, deep tech, science and technology, digital economy, geopolitics and grand strategy. And we told all Indians under the age of 30 to participate in this. We had thousands of entries, and today on the stage, we will have 9 winners, 9, 10, 11 winners of the Republic Youth Hackathon who will be felicitated on this stage and who will be meeting the Prime Minister at the end of this event. That makes it so exciting, because not only are we going to talk, we're going to identify the youngsters who will make the future of this country happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming here today. We look forward to the rest of the day. We look forward to our conversations, and I told Gurudev that I'm really nervous to be starting off the event with my conversation with him, because I really will be held by words. We are here to listen to you, we are here to have you guide us, to talk to us today, but once again with a profound sense of gratitude to you, Gurudev, and a deep sense of gratitude to all of those who have made here this morning and those who will be joining us. Thank us, support us, and bless the Republic Media Network with your love, which you've given, with your warmth over the years. And let's make this event wonderful. Let's have a great day. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause to all of you. Thank you, Rini, for being with us. Thank you, Sohail. Over to you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnab, for laying out your vision for what this plenary summit aspires to achieve.
जिनका नाम ही तनाव और चिंता भगाने की गारंटी है, 4 साल में जिन्होंने गीता के श्लोक याद कर लिए और 17 साल की उम्र में फिजिक्स की डिग्री ले ली, ज्ञान और विज्ञान की इस विलक्षण प्रतिभा ने अपना जीवन समाज और अध्यात्म की सेवा में लगा दिया.
Bharat, ladies and gentlemen, stands on the brink of an era where limits dissolve, possibilities expand, and 1 billion dreams shape the world order. For over 4 decades, His Holiness is the man who connects our limitless spiritual past to our limitless meta-modern future. Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar has inspired millions through his philosophy. He has led peace negotiations in conflict zones, brought leaders across divides to a common ground, and championed spiritual and mental well-being as the cornerstone of societal progress. His work through the iconic Art of Living Foundation has transformed communities, empowered youth, and re-instilled the values that make Bharat not just a nation, but a civilizational force. Gurudev's message is clear. When individuals are limitless, nations become unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar as he shares his vision for limitless India in conversation with Republic Media Network Editor-in-Chief and Founder Arnab Goswami. This much-awaited opening session is presented in partnership with our prayer partner, Parimal Bharatvasi Agarbatti, the fragrance of India.
The core philosophy of Sanatan Dharma is rooted in acceptance. As Swami Vivekananda said at the World Parliament of Religions, he said, we believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of this earth. Gurudev, I'd like to start by asking you that do you believe that this philosophy of acceptance has been the driving force behind India's boundless potential and can be the driving force behind its future limitless growth?
Yes, there are two types of acceptance. One is a passive acceptance. जो हो रहा है होने दीजिए. But there is another type of acceptance where you accept in order to act. Sanatana Dharma stands for that type of acceptance which doesn't let you lay back or be complacent, rather be dynamic and look forward. When you accept what happens, your emotions calm down, then your intellect becomes sharper to act. That's the beauty here. We always say Sanatan Dharma. I always say, in Hindi, I say that which is Puratan and Nit Nutan. That which is ancient, at the same time new and very adaptable to situations, to events, to people and geopolitical situation, retaining its original flavor. That is Sanatana.
So just to take this forward, this relates also to how our society is, how our country is, how we have been as a people.
Yeah, see, we can never become fanatics.
Yes.
Fanaticism begins when you shut down your intellect. You start questioning. You start pondering. You put a lock on your intellect. That's when fanaticism begins. Our country has never been fanatic. We have always encouraged free thinking, original thinking, and honoring the roots at the same time.
So, Gurudev, in our country's history, there have been many challenging moments. We have had foreign invaders, we've been colonized. If I were to ask you this, that what brought us to that point? And now we are 75 years beyond shaking away the yoke of colonialism. How will our religion, our essential belief, what is in our culture has been given to us through generations, take us to a point where that never repeats itself? And if we are not as a religion, as a community, if we are not passive, how did that happen onto us?
Arnab, I can say it in one word.
Please.
It's infighting.
Infighting?
Infighting. You know, if there was no infighting, if people were united, this would never have happened. Just a few hundred British soldiers could never have taken. A few hundred Mughals would have never have won this beautiful country. We were fighting. All the Maharajas were fighting. They were all embroiled themselves in their own little world. They never saw beyond their personal comfort to the comfort of the country. And those, like Maharana Pratap and Shivaji, Maharaj, Sambhaji and all, they were being cheated and backstabbed by their own people. The history has told us many times. There were many Jaijans who rose up and for their petty benefits, for petty selfish goals, and they didn't care for.
Or is it that we lost touch with our own spiritual and cultural roots, which made it easier for us to become colonized?
Of course. A big vacuum was created on that as well. You know, the religious leaders, spiritual leaders, instead of bringing spirituality to people, they waited for spiritual leaders, people to come to them, to their own places. So, you see, that was one time, but when the country is going through a tough time, it's a need for religious or spiritual leaders to go to people and provide them. See, in a very wealthy society or well-to-do society, people go to hospital, but sometime when there is a disaster, doctors need to go to the camps where people are. In the same way, spiritual leaders, instead of holding themselves just with rituals, they should have gone out and approached the people and comforted them from where they are, and encouraged them, instead of making them passively accept, जो हो रहा है होने दीजिए, सब भगवान देख लेंगे. This type of attitude has also been a blot on our history.
Is that why you travel so much? You're living out of a suitcase. You're always reaching out. Gurudev is always talking to large numbers of people. And sometimes I ask him, what are you doing? He said, I'm just speaking to some people. And then someone sends me the picture of the number of people he's speaking to. Once I spoke to him, I said, what are you doing, Gurudev? He said, I'm speaking to some people. And then someone who was next to him showed me, I think it was in South America, the number of people he was speaking to. And it's just incredible. I think this reach out is so important, Gurudev, what you're doing. And this reach out in an era of what is described as westlessness. I've been reading this book by Samir Puri, Gurudev, where he says the West is not going away, but the influence of the West is on the decline. We must never assume that Western civilization will go away, but the influence of the West will be balanced by the emergence of Eastern civilizations. How do you view this, Gurudev?
I think the reverse is happening. The influence of East is taking roots in the West now.
Yes.
See, 45 years ago when we started yoga and meditation, yoga means people thought, oh, it's only for people who would stand in one leg and put all the ashes on them, maybe in the bank of Ganges somewhere. this type of narration was there. And today, Arnab, you have more than 2.5 billion people practicing yoga around the world. Yoga and meditation is more than $30 billion industry in US alone. So, yoga has become more an acceptable thing. Meditation has become so much more accepted. See, last year, December 6th, 193 countries came together and they wanted to declare, UN to declare World Meditation Day. This was not moved by India because we have already done the Yoga Day. Yoga includes meditation.
Yes.
But this was voted by many other countries like Mexico and Liechtenstein, small country like Liechtenstein. It says we need meditation because the wellness of mental wellness is of dire consequence or importance today. And so people find that meditation is the way. And so they all came to, and India joined them and said, of course, it's the route is here. So we jumped in and said, we will take this. Yes.
Maybe Gurudev, you should teach Donald Trump some meditation. The way he's going these days. Maybe even J.D. Vance, after that last video, both of them need to go through a Gurudev session. That peacemaking effort would be fantastic for the world. I think that's what the world needs. Gurudev, we recently...
I can't agree less.
Gurudev, we recently witnessed the Mahakumbh. And I thought that I must ask you for your views on it. I was in Lucknow a week before the Mahakumbh, and the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister came for an event like this of mine. And I asked him, Yogi ji, kitne log aayenge? And he said, we expect 45 crore Hindus to be at Mahakumbh. And later I told him and I told his team that, are you sure? I cannot fathom this number, 45 crore. And then the number came on the last day, Gurudev, of 67 plus crore. And that evening, one of my panelists, Shantanu Gupta, had come, and I told him I want to speak to the officer who organized this. And there was an officer of 2007 or 8 card, a young officer. And I asked him, how do you calculate 67 crore? He said, we used incredible technology from AI to drones to mapping. He said, this number is real. Now, what does that number signify, Gurudev? In the history of our nation, what does the Kumbh, the congregation, the nature of the congregation, despite all negative narratives being put, what does that number signify?
Well, it shows the confidence in people that arrangements are made there for everyone to go. See, the faith for Kumbh was there even before. But people were scared to go because they thought, and how to go? First of all, transportation was a big issue. And you go there and there is not proper facilities for people to say. Now when they know that, yes, the government is able to handle, the administration is able to handle any number of people coming there, any crowd, so they get this confidence. Yeah, I too can go and come back safely. There is a joke moving around, you might have heard about it, I don't know. It says, a gentleman says, I lost my wife 3 times and I found her back all the 3 times. And this is, they have made very bad arrangements in the Kumbh that they are able to get people very quickly. So, the arrangement speaks for it, and then when जब कहते हैं ना कि राजाश्रय मिल जाता है किसी चीज़ को, धर्म को जब राजा का आश्रय मिलता है, support from the administration, from the state, then लोगों के भीतर उत्साह भी बढ़ जाता है उससे,
हौसला भी बढ़ जाता है।
हाँ, राजाश्रय के बिना कभी कहीं भी कोई धर्म फलपा नहीं। दुनिया भर में देखिए, हर सिविलाइजेशन को
राजाश्रय मिला है.
So you are saying the political establishment is supporting this because, you know, Gurudev...
That's the desire of people. So they have to support and they're doing that, what they have to do. That's good.
Is the political establishment being guided by the people or the people being encouraged by the political establishment, which leads to a spiritual awakening? Because it's been there in us. We have never... India has been under foreign invaders' rule for so many years, but we have never lost touch with our spiritual roots. So there's some resilience in which, despite all the attempts to distort our Hindu legacy or our Sanatan legacy, has survived and become strong.
There was a sort of low self-esteem that got developed with this. You know, people were very shy to express. We always thought, oh, religion is our personal thing. We cannot make it public, our belief system. You know, this type of narrative was floating around. And so people thought, oh, you know, this is not so cool. It's not so modern to encourage people going to Kumbh or going to temples. This is all sort of, you know, people who are not so educated, the rural guys will go, and urban elites are nothing to do with, you know, that sort of attitude was prevalent for a long time. But now that is changed because the leadership of the country proudly proclaimed, acknowledged and honored their own roots. Officers भी मंदिर जाते थे, टीका लगाते थे, बाहर आते ही सारा टीका पहुंच करके जाते थे. अब ऐसा नहीं करते. अब तो we are true to who we are. Before we used to hide our identity, feel so shy about our own identity. Now when the leadership stood for our culture, our for civilization, our religion, our Prime Minister stood for it, and you know, all other ministers stood for it, then people woke up and say, hey, they feel very comfortable. It's like coming out of some shackle. You know, we were trying to be somebody who we are not. Now we know, oh, it's okay to be who we are.
Yeah.
That self-confidence came up.
Gurudev, I felt so bad once when I had gone to Kashi many years back. Before the Kashi Vishwanath temple complex had been redeveloped and built to what it is now, I have not been after that, but I felt very bad because I found the most ancient of temples and perhaps the most significant of religious symbols, shivlings, all scattered in a terrible urban ruin. And I even found that people locals had built washrooms next to temples, you know, just, it was so bad, it was so terrible, so terrible. So I like to connect things in my mind. And I want to share this with the audience that 3 weeks back, I had the good fortune of receiving a phone call from my dear friends Ajay and Rajita and from the Art of Living, to whom I'm deeply connected in my heart to you. And I was told about the fragments of the ancient shivling of Somnath that you have been blessed to receive. I couldn't believe it. And I was told that it had been handed over to you for reconsecration. And that evening we did a program and Gurudev came there, and the amazing thing about Gurudev, he does everything in a very playful way. I think I like that because I spend time with such serious people. And people who take themselves so seriously. Doesn't matter if others take them seriously or not. And here is a man who everyone takes seriously. But a divine person. But he doesn't seem to take himself too seriously. He wears his greatness so lightly on his shoulders. Gurudev, I'll be frank with you. I love your easygoing, playful nature, which makes us feel so content and happy and relaxed in your presence. That evening, you held the fragments of the shivling in your hands, and you explained the significance of that. I found a different meaning there, Gurudev. In my mind, I'm linking that to the excavation of the legendary city in Dwarka, to the rebuilding of the Kashi Vishwanath complex, and I'm seeing in all of this a rebuilding and a reawakening of our civilization. Do you agree with me? And that is your immense contribution to our country. And I'd like you to tell me a little bit about that, because there have been so many distortions of our history. The reconsecration of the Shivling, Dwarka, Kashi Vishwanath, what do they all connect in?
And Mahakal, Ujjain, and Kedarnath. You know,
what does it all suggest?
Kedarnath was in such shackles and it's in such shambles when we went there. And you know, it's all shanty towns and very shabby atmosphere. But now, such a big difference there. Same with Varanasi. The little gullies, it would take so many hours for people to enter in the gullies in Shivaratri days. And people would not want to go again. Now, the facelift it has got is something that our country deserves this. It was long due. Thanks to our Prime Minister for really making Kashi Vishwanath temple what it is. And I mean, it's like Vatican of India.
Yeah, no less.
Kashi, not less than a Vatican city. And it needs those sort of facility for 1.4 crore people going there. Now, same has happened with Mahakal, Ujjain. The glory of Ujjain, you can see that now. We have only read in textbooks. Now this Somnath Shivling is very interesting. Perhaps it is the spiritual energy that got generated in the entire country after Kumbh. During the Kumbh, that this family, which has been holding this for 1,000 years, you know, when the shivling was broken. The shivling was floating, you know, it was never touched the ground. Uska bhusparsh kabhi nahi hua.
Yes.
तो ये अपने सुना है, पढ़ा है. So when that shivling was broken, the pieces of that were taken by the Agnihotri family of South India, near Papanasham, near Tanjavur district, small village. And so they were keeping it in their home, and you know, they couldn't see that as a pieces, broken pieces, though they made it into shivling. And in the year 1924, they met with Kanchi Paramacharya Chandrasekhara Saraswati ji. And he said, don't bring this out for another 1,000 years. Don't talk about another 100 years. This is what in 1924 he said. Don't bring this out for another 100 years. Then that becomes 1,000 years for now. So they went to Jayendra Saraswati Swamiji. He also said that after the Ram temple, only then we will think about it. Though the Paramacharya has said that after 100 years we should think about later only, 100 years. We must respect what the eldest Guru has said. And then they said that the current Vijayendra Saraswati ji said, yes, go and give it to Gurudev, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji in Bangalore. And this is the Sankalpa of the senior Acharya also, to bring it out after 100 years.
Yes.
So it happened. And they brought it, and it's so interesting. This shivling has the magnetic effect. Unlike other magnets which has north and south pole, the magnet here is in the very center. It has 140 gauss.
Yes.
That's a huge magnetic force. So I feel this is a blessing. You know, God, we say, has 5 qualities, 5 actions that God does. One is creation, sustenance, dissolution, and anugraha means blessing, and tirobhava means hiding. So Shiva was in hiding for 1,000 years. It has come back.
But also means that 1,000 years back, that family, and 4,000 years, and the last 100 years, we knew that one day the Shivaling which was broken will come back. That means somebody has had a sense of history or a sense of belief, or that we knew culturally that our culture can be suppressed but not defeated.
It cannot be eliminated.
Pardon me?
It can be suppressed, but it can never be eliminated.
Never be eliminated or defeated.
शिव जी को कोई मिटा नहीं सकते.
Wow. Gurudev, the Art of Living is a huge global organization. And I think that is such an incredible thing what you've built, an organic growth, not inorganic, but just organic because it's received with love, blessings and wisdom. Now, I want to understand how you read global events and global politics, and you lead a large global organization. I found this quotation of our fantastic foreign minister very interesting, because I feel that there's a new world order which is emerging now, Gurudev, with the West, as you have yourself said, declining a little bit, and we wanting to reclaim our identity, and we becoming more confident as a people. So Dr. Jaishankar had rightly pointed out when he went to Europe, he had talked about a Eurocentric mindset, and he said Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, and the world's problems are not Europe's problems. So this is a new way of thinking, and we love the way it is enunciated. Gurudev, can you enlighten us something, because we want to receive your wisdom in terms of your experiences. Can you enlighten us with your experiences which have shown you that the world is embracing India's way, and what can the world learn from India in India's ethos and India's way of life? If you can share some of your experiences, you meet world leaders, you meet incredible personalities, you meet people all over the world, and you're everywhere, from Iceland to Australia, you're everywhere. So can you tell us a little bit about what you see?
There's a lot of things to say.
We would like to hear.
I would say the prejudice in the minds of people are the limited responsibility and a sense of superiority consciousness.
Okay.
Can block someone to keep their eyes open. And the recent changes in the world have broken those eyes, have broken those walls. Now people are able to see beyond their, sense of, this is the world. If you see the news, Arnab, in United States, the way the news is covered, rest of the world is only 2%, 3%, 4%, and America occupies 95%.
Yes.
So, and if there are some influencer people there, so Middle East, it will occupy more space there.
Yes.
Other than this, nobody matters at all. What is happening in Korea or in Japan or another place, it's none of their business. But this is changing fast now. It's no more the same narration that was being promoted and consciously thrust upon the rest of the world. Social media has done a good thing in breaking this.
Yes.
And then also, people are waking up because we are becoming more financially strong and independent.
Yes.
It's You may say so much about your culture, but until you are technologically and financially strong, and of course our military is also very good, have become very strong, the defense in this country. So these things will make people wake up and listen to us more. And with world leaders, I would say they all have many challenges and very highly stressed. And so they don't know who is their friend and who is not. This is what happens.
How do you manage to talk to people who are highly stressed and don't like each other? Because I've seen you talk to both sides and both sides seem to love you. Do they share their stress about each other?
That is how we have got to be, We have to be if you want to be bridge, you should have foot on both sides. Otherwise, you are not a bridge.
Now, Gurudev, all the politicians who will come today will come to you after this. And they'll say, we are very stressed. Gurudev, help us. I'm sure they come to you. I'm sure you won't share what they tell you. But Gurudev, we have so many challenges in our country also. I'm very troubled by the attempts to break our national unity. Mahakumbh is a symbol of our cultural unity. But cultural unity can be the base of national unity, but it cannot substitute national unity. Linguistic unity, religious unity, cultural unity and national unity. Now, there are attempts to break our country now. North versus South, Gurudev. Linguistic divisions, big debates on delimitation, regionalism and regional nationalism. Then there is this caste issue. Use caste once again. And Gurudev, we are all 90s kids. We saw what Mandal Commission did to the country. It broke our country. Ask all the 90s kids here.
I know all these
what
things
happens?
happen.
Yes.
All these challenges take front seat if vested interests are active, number one.
Vested interests.
Vested interests, number one. Second, if people don't have a goal, they don't have a path to move on, they don't have something to cling on, they don't have something to do in their life, then their energy, our youth have tremendous energy, and it is diverted in these destructive tendencies.
No, I want to talk about caste, Gurudev. I'm very troubled by it, and I believe that when we are all here today, we don't look at the person sitting next to us and we don't define ourselves by our caste. Do we ever do that? We define ourselves by our belief, by our nationalism. Am I right? Am I speaking for all of us? But these politicians, but these politicians, Gurudev, we have
in politics, it becomes an easy vote bank.
Yeah, but that's dangerous for us.
Very dangerous.
Then what do we do here?
People normally in this country, if they want a good doctor, they don't ask you what is your caste. They want a lawyer, they don't go for a caste.
Correct. But my trouble is, Gurudev, sorry if I'm interrupting, I'm one of the few people on this planet who can interrupt you.
No,
you gave me the right.
Go ahead, yeah.
He loves me. He allows me to interrupt him, trouble him. I even call him when I have my problems. But he never says he won't take my call, so I feel I'm blessed. Gurudev, I'll tell you one thing. I studied social anthropology. And I went to the United Kingdom to study social anthropology. And I realized that in the United Kingdom and in France, they have made an academic discipline of caste. They will not talk about Bhakti movement. They will not talk about Sant Kabir. But they will impose a French or British philosophical view on the fragmentation of Indian society on the basis of caste. And they tell us the only thing that matters in India is caste. I was so disappointed. I regretted I studied that course. Now, Gurudev, my question to you is, some Indian politicians use the Western interpretation and bring it back to India without realizing the essential unity of Indian society.
Correct.
So how do we break this? Are we in a trap? Are we in a trap?
You know, this thing happened in United States of America, in the state of California.
Yeah.
They tried to bring this caste discrimination law against.
Yes.
Fortunately, the governor put it down. They said there is no need for it.
Great.
And so this is done because the people there, Indians there, they became more active. You know what happens, Arnab? The good people, the so-called good people, they don't act as much as those who are in negative mindset. The positive mindset people will say, we'll do it, manana, later, we'll do it, Bhagwan dekh lenge. God will take care of it.
That's not a good approach.
That's not, yeah. And the negative people are super active.
Yes.
So this gave a chance for those who are in the positive mindset to take action. Yeah. Jump into action. And so they succeeded in doing so. Yes. Because, see, people go there, in America there is no caste. But then trying to impose this fabricated story there and take mileage out of it is such a small-mindedness.
Yes.
And they don't care about the country or culture or nothing. It's all a very self-centered, selfish.
So what would you say to everyone to be vocal about these things? Because you began by talking about acceptance that was not passive.
Correct.
Which means we must not passively, would you say, Gurudev, we must not passively accept somebody else judging us, somebody else dividing us, using us. We must not passively accept it.
No, we should not.
We must not be passive.
No, we should not accept. And at the same time, we don't deny, yes, there are discrimination still today in those areas where people are, whether are prejudiced or they are not well educated or whatever reason, that action need to be taken, and our constitution provides full protection for all that. But those, instead of setting those things right, we take this in the international arena and take mileage out of it. I think it's doing more harm than any good to anybody.
So the message I received from you is we must confront in a rational way.
Correct. Unjust utilization of the division that unfortunately we have in this country from centuries.
Gurudev, my last question to you is actually what we are all looking forward to. Gurudev, I want you to tell all of us what you see for our country's destiny, and I want to link it to your thoughts about intuition. And you have said, and if I may quote you, Gurudev, that intuition means having the right thought at the right moment. Today, we are at a very pivotal juncture in our country's history. We all accept it. What does your intuition, what does Gurudev's intuition reveal about India's future and India's growth story?
In one word, I would say, very bright. India's future is bright. We will be stronger, prosperous, moreover, more spiritual and happy society, which would showcase a model to the whole world. Just this one kumbh with so many different sampradayas, so many different traditions coming together, celebrate everyone doing their own thing, has showcased to the world there is possibility for unity in all diverse faiths, in diversity. We don't have to fight over things. And billions of people coming there, yet no crime. This shows that India's greatness is its spiritual glory, where we stand for ahimsa, non-violence, We stand for Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are all one human family beyond all divisions, beyond all differences, and beyond all, mindsets. This embracing the whole earth, whole globe as one. And moreover, on top of this, we are very environmentally conscious. We are doing so much for green energy than anybody else in the world. And nobody can point us towards us and say, you are spoiling the planet. No, we are nurturing the planet physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in all the way. So there is no limit for India's future and growth. Thank you.
One last thought. Everyone going away will want one, or staying with us after this session will want one thought from you. I want one thought of the day from Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, for all those who are watching this live on streaming, on channels, all of us here today. One thought we should carry with us today.
Arnab, this is like going to a pharmacy and asking them, give me one medicine. Why do you limit in one thought? See, this is a Western idea, Arnab. We want one thing. We say many things. We have the Vipka, we have all the colors. We have so many thoughts. Let many thoughts come to us from every side. This is the mantra of Rig Veda. It says, Anu Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwato Mukha. Let thoughts come to, noble thoughts come to us from all sides. Wonderful.
I'm sure, I'm so relieved that Gurudev never became a TV anchor. I would be out of a job. But I only ask that one question because, as they say in Hindi, ye dil mange more. When you are on the stage, ye dil mange more. We love you with all our dils. We believe in you. You bless us. You make us feel positive. You've left the room today with a lot of energy around. Aren't we more energized after this? Gurudev, thank you. Thank you, Gurudev. Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, the one and only. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gurudev, for your illuminating and thought-provoking conversation. Your wisdom, vision, and unwavering belief in a limitless Bharat will inspire us all. I'd like to request the director of Parimal Mandir, Shri Vijay Sunku, to please come up and felicitate Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar as a token of our deep appreciation and reverence. Ladies and gentlemen, this invigorating session with Gurudev was presented in partnership with our prayer partner, Parimal Bharatvasi Agarbatti, the fragrance of India. May I request you all to please remain in your places. Do not crowd the stage. We need to have space for Gurudev to exit the stage.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit, March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
भारत के
130 करोड़ लोगों की सोच जो कहती है नेशन फर्स्ट, समय का चक्र ये भी देख रहा है कि जब नेशन फर्स्ट होता है तो देश बड़े फैसले भी लेता है, उन फैसलों को स्वीकार करने की क्षमता दिखाकर आगे भी बढ़ता है। Today, India is a country that never stops. न रुकेंगे, न धीमा पड़ेंगे, न थमेंगे, ये इंडिया ने ठान लिया है। हमारी सारी नीतियां, सारी योजनाएं सर्वजन हिताय, सर्वजन सुखाय, राष्ट्र हित से ही तय हो।
Hello everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. India's most powerful gathering of leaders, visionaries and changemakers. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation that has shaped our country and its future. It's going to be a power-packed summit and you can join me as we discuss the next chapter of India's transformation. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March, only on Republic Media Network.
Gurudev, in our country's history, there have been many challenging moments. We have had foreign invaders, we've been colonized. If I were to ask you this, that what brought us to that point? And now we are 75 years beyond shaking away the yoke of colonialism. How will our religion, our essential belief, what is in our culture has been given to us through generations, take us to a point where that never repeats itself? And if we are not as a religion, as a community, if we are not passive, how did that happen onto us?
Arnab, I can say it in one word.
Please.
It's infighting.
Infighting?
Infighting. You know, if there was no infighting, if people were united, this would never have happened. Just a few hundred British soldiers could never have taken. A few hundred Mughals would have never have won this beautiful country. We were fighting, all the Maharajas were fighting. They were all embroiled themselves in their own little world. They never saw beyond their personal comfort to the comfort of the country. And those, like Maharana Pratap and Shivaji, Maharaj, Sambhaji and all, they were being cheated and backstabbed by their own people. The history has told us many times. There were many Jaijans who rose up and for their petty benefits, for petty selfish goals, and they didn't care for.
Or is it that we lost touch with our own spiritual and cultural roots, which made it easier for us to become colonized?
Of course. A big vacuum was created on that as well. You know, the religious leaders, spiritual leaders, instead of bringing spirituality to people, they waited for spiritual leaders, people to come to them, to their own places. So, you see, that was one time, but when the country is going through a tough time. It's a need for religious or spiritual leaders to go to people and provide them. See, in a very wealthy society or well-to-do society, people go to hospital, but sometime when there is a disaster, doctors need to go to the camps where people are. In the same way, spiritual leaders, instead of holding themselves just with rituals, they should have gone out and approached people and comforted them from where they are and encouraged them, instead of making them passively accept, जो हो रहा है होने दीजिए, सब भगवान देख लेंगे. This type of attitude has also been a blot on our history.
Hi, this is Adnan Sami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
जिस दशक में हम अभी हैं, मैं समझता हूं वो आजाद भारत का अब तक का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट डेकेड है, और इसलिए ही यही समय है, सही समय है। अगले डेकेड में भारत जिस ऊंचाई पर होगा वो अभूतपूर्व होगी, अकल्पनीय होगी।
Senior editor and senior anchor, Sucharita Kukreti.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Dr. Archana Sharma. And we at Republic, on this very special summit of ours, are speaking about limitless India. And I think she, in the true sense, embodies that spirit of limitless India. From BHU to CERN, from a small city in Uttar Pradesh to Geneva, and she's living a dream that I think a lot of our youth sitting here would dream of, ma'am. So I think I would like to leave the stage to Dr. Archana Sharma. She's the principal scientist at CERN, which is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, and she's the first Indian scientist to be a part of CERN. And there are so many accolades, ma'am, I could just go on speaking about them. But I think I would want to leave the stage to you. Please tell our audiences, what is it to live up that dream that somebody sitting in Uttar Pradesh or maybe a three-tier city is dreaming, and she's living up that dream. I would want you to inspire our audiences today, ma'am. Please. Should I give her the mic? I think.
Hello.
If ma'am, you.
Okay. So thank you very much for this opportunity that I am here on this stage, something that I could never ever imagine. And that's what the limitless possibilities are for every kid, every girl, I would say, growing up anywhere in our country. When I was a kid, I wanted to do many things, just like most of us here. I would dream, perhaps, of working in the government, just like my parents wanted me to do, or to go to IIT, or to become a doctor. But then I always thought I wanted to do something which could make a little bit of a difference in another very different way to the society. And of course, doctors, engineers, and the government is making a huge difference in allowing us to be able to do our work. I was very privileged. I got an opportunity to go to CERN. This was unbelievable. And what I'm doing today, if somebody would have told me that, Archana, this is what you're going to do, I would have never, ever imagined, or even laughed out that, really, me, CERN, scientist, first Indian scientist at CERN, never could imagine. So when I went there, I must say this was in the late 80s and early 90s when the scenario of Indians abroad was that of a second-class citizen. We were not really welcome. We were not seen to be useful people there, I must say, and that was a challenge to be overcome. I do remember one day I was driving and I came right in front of another lady coming from the other side, and it was my right of priority to move, and the lady just stopped in front of me, came out of her car, and started shouting at me, telling me, "You, go back to your country." And I said, "What have I done?" And that's where I think our Indian roots, Indian tradition, Indian education comes to our rescue. Our resilience and the tenacity to actually go over every difficult situation is what takes us forward. I sat there, just locked my car and I sat there. After a few minutes, obviously, she backed off. And in this spirit, I continued my work. Now, regarding my work, of course, I had worked in the best universities of our country, worked in the, Banaras Hindu University, Delhi University, and when I went to CERN, at that moment of time, I was certainly not exposed. I was completely intimidated and overwhelmed by the kind of technologies that I was exposed to. How will I make this happen now? I had the opportunity, but how am I going to take it forward? I undertook a second PhD. I continued to study, to work, and I had my son as well at the same time. So the challenges, you can imagine, have been incredible. But as Indians, the one thing we learn is that we can overcome any challenge. 90s, I continued to do R&D for 12 years on very short-term contracts. It was not a stable life, I would say. But then, at some point, the body of work starts speaking by itself. As a very special case, and exceptionally, I was asked by CERN to apply for a position at CERN. And obviously, I would never ever let this opportunity go. I worked extremely hard and made it into becoming a staff scientist.